So by the end of this video, you're going to be able to purchase your first stock like a pro. So here's my opinion that you most definitely did not ask for. Every single person should have an investing account. And what's great about Robinhood is that it is very user-friendly. It's one of the most user-friendly investing apps out there. That's why it is so popular. And as well as you don't need a minimum to open up an account. Robinhood just makes investing affordable for all types of ages and all types of income. If you're a beginner and you're looking to invest, I would highly suggest downloading Robinhood. So this video is going to cater to anybody who is looking to invest. So by the end of this video, you're going to be able to purchase your first stock like a pro, okay? So stay tuned, take notes. As a matter of fact, get your phone out. And the first thing that we are going to do is obviously to download the app. So in the app store, you just want to go and type in Robinhood. I'm on my iPad right now and I have an iPhone, but Robinhood is also available for Samsung users as well. And this is their logo. So you just want to download that and open it right up. When you first open up your Robinhood account, it's going to ask you to set up your account information. So obviously this includes your social security number, your employment status, your marital status. It's also going to ask you your overall investment objective. For me personally, I just want it to be a source of income. So I chose income, and then your timeline as far as your investment experiences and how long have you been investing money, your risk tolerance. Now this one is very important. This is going to depend on a lot of factors: your income, your dependents, like do you have children, how much money can you lose. Don't be afraid, but it's just important to be cognizant of that. For example, when I click on risk tolerance right here, the first thing that comes up, it says that the global stock market is often volatile. If your entire investment portfolio lost 10% of its value in a month during a market decline, what would you do? And then it gives you all of your options. Obviously, if you would sell all of your investment, then your risk tolerance is low. If you would sell some of your investment, your risk tolerance is medium. And if you would keep all or buy more, then your risk tolerance is high. So I put high just because mentally I'm aware of what I want to do and my investment goes. And if a stock or my portfolio goes down, chances are if I have the income on hand, I'm just going to want to buy more stocks when it goes down. But that's a story for a different day. So choose your risk tolerance and your trading experience overall. It's going to ask you the total of your cash and liquid investments. Just think about it as the cash and the liquidity of that cash that you have on hand in a bank or underneath your mattress or whatever, wherever you keep it. Hopefully you don't keep cash underneath your mattress. I'm just saying. Once you're done filling out your account information, I do want to mention that Robinhood has the regular setup and then it has Robinhood Gold. I personally don't use Robinhood Gold. I know people that do use it and they see the benefits in it, and then again they also say that it's not necessary. When you're first starting out, just disregard Robinhood Gold unless you want larger instant depositing and access to margin investing, as in it loans you that money that you may not necessarily have. If you're first starting out, I wouldn't really get Robinhood Gold, not until you're familiar with trading or familiar with investing or whatever it is that you want to do in this app. So one of the cool things about Robinhood is that once you sign up, you get a free stock. So if you guys choose to click on my link below, I will get a free stock and you will get a free stock if you sign up to Robinhood through my link below, and vice versa if you yourself does the same thing. So this is really cool because you could get up to $500 in gift stocks per year. You can invite as many people as you want. So that's really cool. When I first got this, I sent it to as many friends as possible just to take advantage of that free stock feature. So you might want to do that too, share it with a friend. So to fund your Robinhood account, you scroll down to where it says transfers, deposits, and withdrawals, and you click on that. You could either transfer it to Robinhood. If you're just opening the app, that's what you would click on. If you want to sell a stock and transfer the money back to your bank, you would click transfer to bank. And then if you want to schedule an automatic deposit, you would set it up through this transfer section right here. So when you're first starting out, you want to click on transfer to Robinhood. So I already have my Chase Bank set up here. So if I want to send $200 from my bank, I would type $200, hit review, and then hit submit. Now I'm going to cancel this transaction just so you guys know how to cancel it if you want to know how to do that. So if I hit submit, so right here it says the funds will be deducted from your bank within the next several days. So you have the option to cancel it if you make a mistake or something, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. But you could either set that $200 to be an automatic deposit. You can schedule it to automatically come from your bank every 2 weeks, or every month. It's a great way to stay disciplined if you want to be consistent with investing. And the more consistent you are over the long term is the more money that you're going to have. I do have a set amount that comes out of my bank account every single paycheck, or sometimes I'll reschedule it to every single month if it's like a tough month or something, or sometimes I can cancel it altogether. And I'm going to show you guys how to cancel that. If I deposit the $200, what's cool about Robinhood is that I'm available to use that $200 right away. I can purchase my first stock right away. If I seen Apple and Apple is $100, but I don't have $100 that came in through my bank as yet, Robinhood loans you that money through a feature that's called instant deposit before the transaction is completed. Now, obviously, the instant deposit is only to a certain point. So in order to cancel that transaction that I just did, because I really don't even want to transfer $200 from my bank right now, I'm going to go to statements in history. And when I go to statements in history, I hit that most recent transaction. The transaction is right at the top and it says deposit from Chase pending. So if I select that, and then I can hit cancel transfer, and now that $200 is canceled. Now I don't have that money going across anymore. So the person icon is where you see all your information. So if you hit investing, you'll see the current balance of your portfolio, your instant deposit limit, your total pending deposits. This is basically the informational tab right here. And right here, you can see every single thing that you need to see as far as what's going on with your account. You can schedule your transfers, schedule your withdrawals, have access to your statements and your history. Everything that's completely informational or behind the scenes settings, you will see it in this person icon. So the first tab, the icon looks like this, and this is where I live every single day. Okay, so if you scroll down underneath your investing chart, which reflects your progress for investments that month, you will see the buying power. And the buying power basically reflects how much money you have in order to purchase or trade stocks. It reflects how much money you have or cash you have on hand to use. It also takes into account your instant deposits. If you have any available, it will be reflected under this buying power section right here. You can see all the stocks that you have purchased on this case. Right here, it's showing that currently in this app, I have 17 shares of Apple at $125 per share. I'm going to go over how to purchase your first stock. So the third icon from the bottom is the search icon. So when you go to search companies, say I want to look up Nike. I want to look up information about Nike. I want to know what's going on with the company right now. I want to know the price history, trends of the graphs. I go to that search bar and then I type in Nike. So the ticker symbol for Nike is NKE, and what a ticker symbol is just an abbreviation for that stock or for a publicly traded stock. Just think of it as an abbreviation. So Nike is currently at $133. So right now it's saying today's volume, which is the amount of people that are currently trading in and out of this stock. So if I want to purchase Nike, I go to trade, hit the buy button. So when I hit the buy button, it says that I currently have $192.35 available to buy Nike. I could either buy one share of Nike, or in this case it's saying 0.99985, one share of Nike, or Robinhood allows you to buy shares in fractions. If I use my total buying power, it's saying that I'm going to have 1.4 shares, which sometimes I do. I really like that about Robinhood, that it gives you the option to buy shares in fractions, because say I want to buy Amazon, it's like thousands of dollars, but I don't want to buy like multiple shares. I only want a percentage of one share. I can buy that share in fractions if I want to. And you also have that option. So even if you don't even have money for one share, you have the option to purchase a fraction of a share. So there's no excuses that you have not to start investing today. The same place you go to purchase a stock is the same place you go to sell a stock. So if I own Apple. So say I wanted to sell Apple and I hit that sell button, the option to sell it is right in this very same spot. This part is very, very important. You are only allowed 3-day trades in a 5-day trading period in Robinhood. So what that means is if I purchase and sell Apple or any stock in the same day, that's considered 1-day trade. I'm only allowed to do that up to 3 times doing a 5-day trading period. If I do it 4 or 5 times, if I exceed that amount, then Robinhood will lock your account and consider you a day trader. It'll be suspended up to a certain point. Be very, very cognizant of that. If you're just starting out, I doubt you're gonna be, you know, day trading that often, but it can get tempting when you look at profit margin. So just be careful you're not using up too many day trades. So if I wanted to look at Nike in the form of a candle chart, so I can hit this icon over here, and what that does is it helps me view the highs and lows in a particular time period of the day. So right here I could see from 9:10 to 9:20 a.m. Nike isn't really a volatile stock, but if I wanted to see the price of Nike, what it went up or down to at 11 o'clock. So it says from 11 o'clock to 11:10, it opened at 135.01. It had a high of 135.03 between that time period. You don't need to be an expert at reading candle charts. To be a good investor, you actually just need to know a lot about the company that you're investing in, the sector that you're investing in. You need to know things like their earnings, their stability, their debt to equity ratio, who's on their management team, whether they have dividends or not. These are certain of the things that you need to know in order to be a good investor. But just because you don't have 100% knowledge of these things, I will make a beginner investment advice video to give you guys some advice on the stocks or bonds or EFTs to choose when you're buying your first stock. One of the first investment advices I would give is to invest in what you know. I own Apple. Basically, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Apple devices that I'm currently using at the very moment, and it's been this way for a lot of years. So obviously Apple sparked my interest, the history of Apple, their earnings, their debt to equity ratio. I researched everything about Apple before I purchased Apple. So that's a very common blue chip stock that's been around forever, and in my opinion, they're not going anywhere. So I made a safe investment call to hold Apple for a long-term hold. When you're first starting out, look at the company for what it is. That's a company that provides value to its customers in some sort of way. Look at your experience with that company and then take that and go ahead and look up other factors. I can do a detailed video. For the purpose of this video, we're walking through Robinhood. Robinhood has a historical chart that shows you the stock's price information for 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, 1 year, and 5 years. So if I wanted to see what Nike was trading at last week, I would hit the 1 week icon. So today is May 13th, so it's showing me that on May 7th at 10:50, Nike was $139.10. So it showed me that Nike went down about $5 in that time period. But for that total week, it showed that it only went down about 95 cents. So at the start of the week, it started at about $134.99 and it went down to $134.05. So it's just about 95 cents that it went down for that complete week. So that's how you would read the weekly chart. And if I hit the monthly chart, it's the same thing. If I take my finger and I hold down and I scroll, I can see the different dates throughout the month, and I could see exactly what Nike was trading at any given day of the month. Now this is helpful if you want to see different historical trends of that stock that you are purchasing. Now what I like to do, I always like to see the historical trend of a stock over a 5-year period. So today is May 13th, 2021. So it went up approximately $75.39 per share. So you would have made $75 profit per share that you own had you bought that Nike stock 5 years ago. That's a brief description on how you look at that historical chart. So some of the things that you can look at. So say I wanted even more information on Nike and I'm looking at this stock and I'm analyzing it. It would show me the high and the low of what that stock was trading at today, and it would also show me the 52-week high and the 52-week low, which basically tells me within the past year, it's telling me that the highest it went up to was $147.95 and the lowest it went down to was $84.11. So that's quite a big fluctuation. So this information is very helpful if you want to see if you're getting into the stock at a good price or not. If you see it's at the highest it's ever been, maybe it's not really a good time to get in that stock at that point because you're not really getting it for a good price at that point. Just something to consider. Now there's also other information available such as the market cap, the dividend that you're going to get for that stock, the dividend yield, and that's, you can also see the volume that that stock is trading at, the average volume, the PE ratio, etc. When you scroll down, it shows you the news or the most recent news for Nike in that time period. As I'm looking at this, the most recent news from Benzinga says, it's halftime report, traders weigh in on Home Depot and Nike. So if I click on that, it takes me to an article to actually read about what's going on with that company. If you do own a stock or a company, I would highly recommend just keeping track of the daily news. Maybe you have a long-term hold and you're deciding to hold it over the long term. You don't really have to read the news on that stock every single day, but definitely as frequently as possible just to know what's going on with them. I don't only get the news for my stock information here. I go on Yahoo Finance, and that's a great way to see what's going on with that stock there. And you could also use good old-fashioned Google to know what's happening. It's always good to stay informed. I feel like I just spoke a lot, but if you guys are finding value in this video, hit that like button for the algorithm and subscribe, and let's continue. So right here it says analyst ratings, and right here financial analysts come together and they just rate whether they think the stock is a good idea to buy, hold, or sell. This information should not be the determination whether you buy or sell a stock, but it's just a good thing to keep in mind. So out of 31 analysts, 87% suggest that it is a good buy right now, 13% suggest that you should hold the stock, and then 0% says that you should sell it. If you're bullish on a stock, it means that you think that the stock is likely to go up. If you're bearish on a stock, it means that the stock is likely to go down. So right here it tells you what the bulls have to say, as in the people that think that the stocks are going to go up. It gives you information on what they have to say about this, and it also tells you what the bears have to say, which are the people that think that the stock is likely to go down. So right here it talks about how COVID-19, basically talking about the implications that COVID has on the stock at the moment. So when you scroll down, you could see their earnings report for the different quarters throughout 2021 so far. So Robinhood has certain lists where they categorize stocks. So right here, Nike is a part of 3 lists. They are a part of 100 most popular stocks. Apparel and accessories and Oregon. People also own Disney, Starbucks, Microsoft, Visa, Walmart, Netflix, Coca-Cola, Apple, Facebook, etc. Finally, at the bottom of this search page, going down, you see about Nike. You see Nike's description, which involves who their CEO is, where their headquarters is, etc. And then you could go and you could look up their CEO, you could look up their management team, you could look up anything you want about Nike, but Robinhood gives you a nice description right here in this about section. If you go down right here, you can create what's known as a watch list at any moment. And say I want to look up all the technology stocks, I can hit create, and then if I hit find stocks, let's add Tesla to this, let's add NEO. So if I want to add all stocks in that sector, it doesn't really have to be a method to the madness. It could just be stocks that you're interested in, and you could create that list. And when you scroll down with this icon, you could see the different lists that you have available. Creating lists is a great way to inform yourself about different companies, what's going on with them without actually having to buy them. This sounds a lot. Please don't let that discourage you from investing. It's just something that once you get a hang of it, you're going to be like, oh my God, why didn't I do this sooner? And when you see the historics of some of these stocks and where it was versus where it's at now and where you got in, every single person who gets into investing later on, they normally regret not doing it much sooner. So that was my hopefully detailed enough run through of Robinhood, where you buy stocks, threw in a little bit of beginner investing advice there. I highly recommend you guys checking out my video on how I quadrupled $1,000. It talks about my financial mistakes that I've made and how I educated myself. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully that was helpful. Be sure to hit that like button and or subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye guys.